news for you. Yes, I do. I'm like your angel of love, girl. I've come to see you through. So when you cry, let me wipe your tears. When you're scared, I wanna be there to calm your fears. When you're in need, baby, ring my phone. I'll run right over and we'll make love all night long.
Yo.
For the rodeo.
It's gonna be a good night. We got the big.
Did you say rodeo?
Yeah, John's got the cowboy hat on. I was like,
You say brodeo.
rodeo. Or rodeo.
I just noticed that that's a different hat that you have, Sean.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever worn this hat on the show before.
Okay.
I had to do something unique from my big bro being on, so I had to do something that I haven't done yet.
Yeah.
So I figured
I got this one out of layaway so I can match you.
Rob, we got to remember to bring the backup hats.
I know, right?
Hey, Trez, how long was the hat in layaway? You had it in there for like 19 months or something?
Well, a little bit under that. 12. 1 year.
Does this hat work? Can I still be with y'all?
It does not work. No, it does not work.
I don't think that ruins the aesthetic.
Absolutely, it does. Hey,
thank you all for joining us.
Big bro, show your mug. Put your mug up to the screen. Let people know what time it is. That's right. Sip happens. This
indeed.
We need one of those mugs, Glenn, for us.
Yeah,
we do.
We need to.
I'm gonna pick up my mug on Saturday at the grand opening.
There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna be at the grand opening too now that I'm in town. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna be there. It's not like I didn't like miss a window to get tickets or nothing, did I?
No, ain't no tickets. We got the 10 to 2 is the regular one, but we got the sipping after dark 7 to 11. That's when we're gonna do a little, little music, little networking.
Yeah, because I gotta work.
Did you have to be special to kind of get that? I mean,
no, it's just I put it out there. It's out there. You guys don't have to worry. You just show up.
Man, I didn't see that one. I would have brought.
I got that one, Rob. He told me not to tell you, Rob. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Trez. I shouldn't have brought. No, it's 10 to 2, Rob. 10 to 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that's the ribbon cut. Yeah, that's the actual ribbon cut.
I'm glad y'all all upbeat because everything I want to talk about is not laughing matters.
Oh my God, that's why I've been drinking.
So should we let Trez talk about the grand opening first?
Yeah. I think we should let him talk about the grand opening.
That serious, the tear jerkers, huh?
Yeah, really. Johnny Downer over here.
That's right.
I should have started drinking earlier.
Is that regular Basil Hayden Trez or just a toast?
Yeah, that's just the regular joint there.
Man, my favorite is that toast joint. That toast joint gets you right.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's right, TJ.
Hey,
guys are winning.
For those who even the guys with hats are bald guys.
Mm-hmm. The bald is in. We know this. The bald is in.
For those who do not know our guest on this evening, I would like to introduce him. Wait a minute. I would like to introduce him as we need to figure out. We already got a black mayor. You got to be like the prince of the city or something like that. You got to be like the prince of Chicago or something like that. You take that title, the prince of Chicago.
Hey, whatever you guys want to call me, man, just call me.
Robert, don't you agree that he come like the prince of the city?
Man, you know, you've seen him doing his stuff when he comes out of the car. And,
oh my God! Oh my God! You talking? Hey, it's like I didn't know that the Avengers had a coffee man. It's like he's
So y'all thought y'all was gonna have a party without me?
Oh my God!
Well, now we can get started, my man.
Wait a minute. It's after 9 o'clock at the retirement home, man. What are you doing?
Hey, man. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. Okay.
Mel Roberson, who we thought had retired after his 65th birthday last week, is now back on the show. Welcome back, Mel.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Glenn, when I get back
You
to
look
town,
great.
me and you racing in the middle of the street, and we gonna see.
Oh, that.
who the
Oh
old
my
man is.
God.
So
Race.
we gonna
You
race in the middle of the
You worked
street,
to Khalid Scott. He wanted to fight me at Jewel.
and I'm gonna
on
give you a
95th.
head start too, because you know I breed all American track athletes. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
God.
So. But
That's-
anyway,
That's a
hello,
hamstring
Kenneth.
party. That's a hamstring party waiting to happen right there.
Right.
I know, really.
For Glenn. And
Hey,
for dehydrated Glenn and champagne, yes. But anyway, I appreciate you, gentlemen. Trez, thank you for being on, bro. Please,
Anytime.
I apologize in advance for the behavior of Glenn.
Oh,
Rob
my God.
and Mason are cool.
All
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Rob and Sean are good. It's Glenn I apologize for. I am at a conference for global speakers right now in North Carolina, hosted by a young woman from Ireland who runs a $5 million speaking business. And so I am exhausted. I've been working and workshopping since 5 a.m.
My man.
And it is 10 p.m. here, and we get right back at it at 7 a.m. tomorrow. So I am not going to stick around. But I had to get on and at least say what's up to Trez and say hello to Robert and say what's up to Sean and say to hell with you, Glenn.
I got a two-finger salute for you, but you know, I'm a Christian, so I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah. Thank you to everybody.
Hey.
Thank you to everybody that watched the premiere of our show on WGN. You know, this and all BS aside, I appreciate being able to surround myself with this circle of fellas, even though we talk crazy to each other on the show. I mean, this is one of my close group of friends, and I probably wouldn't have made it through the pandemic without you guys. And now that it's over, I'm glad to see that we've extended this relationship and what we brought to the table for so many thousands, tens of thousands of people over the years that we did the show is now on national television. So congratulations to each and every one of you. I would try to stay up, but literally I'm half asleep. I just finished my last assignment and I'm gonna go to bed, but I love you guys and I really appreciate you all. And y'all better treat Trez with the respect that he deserves, because that's my boy.
Hey man, we're
proud of you though, brother Mel. You're doing your thing, man. I follow you. I see what you're doing. Hey, get a wife a hug for me. I am so proud of you guys. Keep doing what you do, bro.
I appreciate it. I don't drink coffee, but I'm gonna come see you soon.
Oh, please do. We got tea, smoothies, hot chocolate, and some great conversation in that piece. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey man,
right,
thanks for taking some time out, man, and coming and getting in here with us, man, for sure.
No problem at all. Peace.
All right, we'll see you.
All right, man.
And as Big Mel mentioned, episode 2 on WGN is this Saturday morning, October 21st, 4:30 a.m. And just like I told y'all, I did have somebody get the Friday and Saturday confused and miss it. So I was not wrong in stressing that it's Friday night, Saturday morning, 4:30 a.m. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
And
don't forget CW
Houston
Channel
as well.
39 in Houston as well. Don't forget that.
Right. CW Channel 39 in Houston, Texas, where CJ Stroud is the quarterback. Okay. Big Trez. Hey man, for those who, I don't know who would not know the Prince of Chicago, but for those who do not know the Prince of Chicago, introduce yourself to the 6 or 7 people watching that may not know who you are, and tell them what you do, and then tell them what you got cracking this weekend, because you always got something cracking anyway. But you know,
indeed. First of all, thanks. You guys always reach out and give me a platform to be able to get the word out to the masses about the Sip Factory. So thanks. I appreciate you guys. I love what you're doing. For those who don't know me, my name is Trez Van Pugh III. I go as the Mocha Man. So I am the CEO, founder of Sip and Savor Hospitality Group, which is, you can see my dogs running around in back. Don't pay them no attention. We are a high-end coffee house chain that's all about the community. I'll just put it that way. We wear coffee and community meet. And just briefly, we're more than just coffee too. Like, I'm just telling Mel, you don't have to drink coffee. We got tea, smoothies, hot chocolate. But the biggest thing about us is we're more than just our products. We about, giving back to the community. We're about networking. We're about what I call the 5 C's, being crisp, clean, classy, consistent customer service. Now we into what I call the E's, and it's 4 of them. We're about education, empowerment, entertainment, and the experience, which means we look at things like mental health. We deal with financial literacy. We work with people on legal issues such as trust, wills, and we always trying to bring our people together to empower us and to make sure we're knowledgeable about what's going on in the world today in a setting that's elegant, classy, safe, and grown and sexy.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Hey, I have to say that's really Trez's basement, but it looks like one of those made up backgrounds, don't it? Because it's so nice. It looked like,
I know, if it wasn't for the dog moving around, I'd have thought.
No, man. I don't know why my wife left the door open upstairs. She just left to work. She know I want them coming down because they won't want attention,
Hey, he hear them voices. The dog hear the voices like, who is this in my house?
Yeah. You see them over there. They over there in the theater now, chilling.
Right. Glenn, you see how smooth he laid that? They over there in the theater.
Right, in the theater. I did catch that. I caught that too.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, man. With that said, I'm gonna share a clip with you all because I think we would certainly agree that Trez Van Pugh III is an example of what we would call Black excellence. Would we not? Right. So hopefully this will work. This is my first time trying to do this on the show, so hopefully it'll work. But I want to play a clip for you all, and I want you to give me your feedback. Robert is hoping this doesn't go well.
I knew you were going to say something.
I knew to see what he done put together, Rob.
No, it's just a clip I want y'all to listen to and give me your thoughts on. But Robert is hoping that since I said this is the first time I ever did this on the show, he is hoping this bombs.
No, that's not true.
Anything that I do that don't work, it like gives Rob an erection or something. I don't know what it is.
I'm hoping that's not the response. Okay. Anyway, just play it.
All right, here we go. So check this out. Listen to this.
My delicate ears.
Can you hear it? Oh, wait a minute.
Example of your quote unquote Black excellence.
All right, give me 1 second. I got it now. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, check it out.
I got a degree in this, that, and the other. Okay, well, do white people have a degree in this, that, and the other? Yes.
Right.
Okay, then it's not Black excellence.
I'm starting
tells
it
me
over.
that they are an example of Black excellence. I will then ask them, give me an example of your quote unquote Black excellence. That Black person will then proceed to say, well, I got a degree in this, that, and the other. Okay, well, do white people have a degree in this, that, and the other? Yes.
Right.
Okay, then it's not Black excellence.
Mm-hmm.
Do Asian people have a degree in that? It's not Black excellence. If you can show me one thing that is exclusively unique to Black people that they can do that no other person can do, then I will agree with you that that's Black excellence. If anybody else can do it, it's not Black excellence. When I see these people in TikToks dancing and they have on their scrubs and all this, that, and the other, like, why can't you just be normal? Like, why can't you just be like, I don't see Asians on TikTok dancing because they got their medical license or what have you. It goes back to what Blanche was saying, is like, you're doing the stuff that you're supposed to do. If you take advantage of opportunity, it's something that you're supposed to do in the first place. But Black folks will turn around and call that Black excellence. If a person tells,
all right, talk to me, and I don't want Trez to answer first because in my opinion, he is the most significant example of what we would call Black excellence on the show right now. So Glenn, I'd like to hear from you because my I don't know if my opinion on it is a bit strong or what, but I'd like to hear what you thought about that.
Well, I mean, that's the first time I heard it, so I'm not quite sure I have an opinion formed. I'd love to know what the context was for the whole conversation.
I mean, not to push back on you, but I think it's pretty clear. He's saying that when Black people excel, we're supposed to excel, so we shouldn't single it out as excellence because other groups they don't single out their you know, they're
yeah. Well, speaking for me, and I'm only speaking for me, nobody else. Excellence is the rule and not the exception, and it should be that way.
Sure.
And that's what was instilled in me at an early age. So it wasn't about being black and being excellent; it was about being excellent.
So then, do you agree with
the best that I could do, no matter what?
Do you agree with him that black excellence doesn't exist then?
No, not necessarily. I think there's some uniqueness about our culture and what we do. I think we may have stretched it beyond just everyday things. There's some things that you're supposed to do. And I think about the Chris Rock joke about the things you're supposed to do in one of his stand-up acts. You know, you talk about I take care of my kids. Well, you're supposed to take care of your kids. You don't get a cookie for that one. So, you know, there's a level of excellence that you should desire for yourself, no matter what. You can be proud of it, and you shouldn't talk about it. You know, you should not talk about it. So, you know, it's fine. Is there something unique about what we do in some areas? Yeah, there's some things that are unique to everybody's culture too, and that's a little bit different. So it's hard to say I agree or disagree. I think excellence just should be something we strive for. I don't think we talk about it enough sometimes of just being excellent, about, you know, the bar and where the bar is, and raise the bar for yourself. I think we need to have more of a conversation about that.
Robert Hazard, Lover of Life. Give me your thoughts.
So I think that, you know, it's like when I heard it, you know, I think about, you know, the term that many people say in the business community for me is that I'm striving to be a trusted advisor, right? A trusted business advisor. But shouldn't we all be, you know, trusted, you know, advisor? Shouldn't that be the expectation?
Sure.
So it kind of goes back to what you said about, you know, black excellence.
Well, does that being the expectation then negate its existence, or make it improper to single it out?
I don't think so, because you're talking to a black person when you're having that discussion. So like the clip, you know, potentially said, if you're having that, my parents, like Glenn mentioned, never told me to be subpar when I am trying to excel in an area, you know, of schooling, or, you know, bowling is an example for me, because I'm a good bowler, or I used to be.
So you say.
Well, I got the trophies and plaques and everything. Don't
seen
come for me on that. No,
I ain't seen not nan. Just like you mad my it's like you mad my little my audio clip work.
Did it work, right? But you got high tech stuff now. I mean, look, you got the mic.
Yeah, Sean, that's real. That's black excellence, Sean. You got your audio clip to work. There you go.
Right.
You want to be singled out. You want credit. But
yeah, you want credit. We're going to give you credit too. Can we get the little clapping in the back? Can we get that too? Can you hit that little button and say?
That's actually Sean. Yeah, there we go.
See what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Whatever, Robert.
There you go.
Big bruh. I'm gonna answer after you, but I want your thoughts on that audio clip.
Man, I was listening to that and I felt all kind of different emotions, because I know I'm probably the oldest on there than all of you guys.
I think you got me. I think you got me a year or two. Yeah.
Really?
No, I think I got you, Trez, but I'm not trying to give out my ID.
I think I got Rob.
Well, you know, they say when Jesus parted the Red Sea, Robert was on the other side.
Yeah.
No. Well, it was Moses, Sean, if you read your Bible.
I know where he left it. Hey, listen, I know where he left his sandals over there in the sand.
But see, Rob was with him in the second grade, and when there was a line.
He got me beat.
There was a line at the
on a serious tip, though. You know what it makes me think about on a serious tip?
Talk to me.
Dad, God bless his soul, he's passed now. My mom's still alive. She's 101. So I was born in the early 60s. And I remember very distinctly how it was always for us, we had to do 3 times better than everybody else to be considered the same. And I remember coming up, and I don't know if you guys remember this, they used to always said, you know, and I'll just throw out some of them and not to be crass, but well, we'll never have a black mayor. We'll never have a black governor. They don't have the capacity or the IQ. We'll never have a black quarterback. They'll never be able to understand the playbook and all the many different sets. We'll never have a black golf player. They'll never win tennis. We never play hockey. Well, think about it for a minute. Who's dominating all that stuff now? So when I think of black excellence, I think of we able to get past all the hurdles, all the prejudices, all the different obstacles that's put in our way and still be able to rise above it. So in my mind, the definition, and it's probably, you know, kind of twofold for me, is for black excellence to not only get past the barriers, but to surpass it, be able to sustain it, maintain it, and not stoop to the level and have to explain what you did to get there, but just keep doing it. And I have this t-shirt that I trademarked. It says, you deserve what you tolerate. And that's in anything, business, a relationship, or whatever. And I always explain this to my employees and to my officers. If you, and I'll make it brief, if you allow someone to treat you a certain way, whether it be at a job or in a relationship, and you stay there, you deserve to get treated that way. If you ain't looking at options or other ways and other methods to get out of that situation, it must not be that bad. It's okay for you to keep being called out your name, to be being belittled, disrespected, dishonored, and treated like trash. Because when my people come to me and they'll tell you, when they get the fussing and moaning and bitching about stuff, I say, okay, enough. What are you doing about it? One of the easiest things to do is complain and talk about stuff. So black excellence to me is having the wherewithal, the fortitude, the gumption to hear all that, what I call white noise or the Charlie Brown womp, 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 put it in a box and march. Do what you have to do to make it happen and not even deal with the madness. So again, I know I went all around the mulberry bush, but black excellence to me is being able to surpass, be able to deal with whatever obstacles put in your way and keep marching. Keep marching. Don't, how's it feel to be a black? I tell people all the time, man, you got a black business and all that. I have a business. I don't let people say you got a small business. No, I got a corporation. Sip and Save is a corporation. Complete with an HR company, complete with labor relations. We got it all. This is not a small business. Because if you think like that, you become that. So I'm just getting real with you, brother. I look at it like we done created over 60-something jobs. We done made it through a pandemic. We done made it through an economic downturn because of the community. It ain't because of me. It's because of black excellence, brother. Black excellence. These people believe in what I'm doing. And when I'm out there struggling and going through it, they find a way to come and support me. That's black excellence. Getting through it all, no matter what.
Here's I want to share two things. One thing, I want to piggyback off what Trez said about, you know, us being told that we can't, and then how we're dominating. That's why we were being told that we couldn't, because though everyone that spoke that knew that we had the capacity to dominate in that space. And so I always think that psychological warfare is real. So when somebody tells you you can't do something or you don't belong somewhere, what they're trying to do is convince you of their truth. And they hope that you embrace it and buy into it, because then your actions will speak it. And so if somebody can convince you that you don't belong somewhere, you will believe that you don't belong somewhere and you won't try to go there. You know what I'm saying? So, but in terms of the existence and recognition of black excellence, I totally respect and understand somebody who feels the way that the brother on the audio clip felt. I don't share his sentiment. And I don't share his sentiment because you can single out the Asian groups like he did. You can single out every other group, and none of those groups have been systematically denied the resources to excel like we have. And that is our history. And so the fact that, like Trez said, we got to be 3 times as better, 3 times as good. That's, to me, that is why Black excellence has to be recognized, because our journey is never going to be the journey that other people have. Our journey is always going to have some potholes, some pitfalls, some just plain outright hate that they don't have to deal with. And so every time that we can celebrate Black excellence, we're also celebrating a victory over the naysayers and a victory over the people that didn't think we belonged, or a victory over the people that didn't think we were equipped. And so for me, Black excellence is a real thing. And it's not a real thing in the sense that it's a surprise, right? But it's a real thing in the sense that they're trying to take our history out of school.
Oh, man.
So they're trying to discredit us for everything that we do that contributes to a greater society. You know what I'm saying? And so when we acknowledge Black excellence, I feel like we're acknowledging our contribution and saying, you can't take this from me. This is something I contributed that makes the world a better place. And as much as you don't like it, I'm here. So that's my take on it. Yeah, but I appreciate all of you all, man. Like I said, I had some stuff with a little weight on it for y'all this evening. And it's already 9:27. That's kind of how those topics go. And so guess what? You know me, I ain't finna let up.
Very thought-provoking though, brother. That was something.
Thanks for coming out the gate with a rock. Hitting us with a rock.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, big bro.
So much.
Next issue I want to talk about. The concept of self-sabotage. Did Robert just curse when I said that? Right, go this mother. And even though thank you, Alicia Perry. Alicia Perry says we're exhibiting Black excellence. So I appreciate that. So self-sabotage. I heard someone say on a quote today, they were talking about it in the context of relationships. And they said it was a relationship that had gone awry. And they said the person isn't your type, they're your pattern.
Say that again.
They're not your type, they're your pattern.
Pattern. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so the reason that you stick to a pattern that you can ultimately self-sabotage is because it gives you the illusion of control, and you can predict what's going to happen, which gives you the illusion of control over your pain. And that's why you self-sabotage. That's why you choose the same type of people, knowing how it's going to ultimately end, because more than the victory, you want the affirmation of your own control, and knowing the devil, absolutely, and knowing how it's going to end. And I have struggled with that myself, because I tend to like a certain kind of lady. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that certain kind of lady ends up coming with some similar kind of dysfunction.
So are you a victim of self-sabotage, Sean? Are you saying that you're a victim of it?
I don't know, but I'm asking myself. It's a conversation with the 6 or 7 people that live in my head.
I thought you were going to talk about the big
let me submit this for your consideration, little brother.
Come on, man.
It's comfortability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're comfortable in that space.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost, I don't know if you guys ever met someone that when things are going good and they just have to be in that confrontational space because that's comfortable for them.
Yeah.
And I'm nowhere near a psychoanalyst or psychotherapist, but I think we all need therapy every once in a while. And one thing I learned from being in therapy, from after being shot and dealing with all kind of other issues with a business, being married 40 years, the whole 9, is that
that's right. He said 40.
Certain people have baggage that they don't never address, whether it be when in their childhood or something like that, and that becomes comfortable for them. And they don't realize it subconsciously. So when you get in relationships, just as an example, if you used to your moms and pops always arguing or whatever, you used to that. So you partake of that. Some people can break that chain or that thing by going and getting therapy and saying, this ain't how I want to live, but I'm comfortable saying this. This is normal for me. Now, having somebody sitting at the table eating dinner and laughing and all that's not comfortable for me. I didn't do that. I'm not saying I didn't. I see other people. I did it. My parents, we always did it. So when I was around kids or somebody that would call their moms or their dad by their first name.
Ooh, what you say?
No, or they would say, I'm not doing that shit, mom. I'd be like, my dad and moms, dude, you wouldn't eat for 2 days after you got beat. So I said that to say,
right.
People do what's comfortable for them. And I think for you or for me, anybody else, what's comfortable, we fall into that role. And I have this saying, and I'm sure you heard a lot of people say it, we have to become comfortable being uncomfortable in order to grow. And it's hard to do because it's different.
It doesn't feel safe. It doesn't feel safe. It feels dangerous. Feels like you're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
When you
it's
move
not
away.
normal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's my 2 cents. What say you, Glenn? Because that's Confucius and Socrates there.
No, I think people do stay in their comfort zone and they will sabotage themselves. I've had people get out of relationships because it was too different for them. They're dating somebody who didn't worship them, that didn't have time. In their words, that you didn't have time for me because you weren't calling me every day. You weren't blowing up my phone, my email, wanting to see me every day because it's like, you actually had things to do. Heaven forbid you got a job, you make money, and you got other priorities too. And people didn't, people get uncomfortable with that and they got to leave because I'm not your center of attention.
Yeah.
So people leave from that too. People self-sabotage relationships. This true story. I'm not gonna say it's me, but I know somebody. It is. Shut up, Sean. Nobody asked you nothing. Mind your business. That they were dating for a while and they came to him and said, hey, I just got proposed to. And I was like, okay. Or they were like, okay. What do you want me to do about that? Well, I didn't tell him yes, but I want to know what you were going to do first and everything. So it's like, well, do you have a ring? Yeah. Did you keep the ring when he gave it to you? Yeah. Well, then you said yes. So we wish you well in your future endeavors. But it was just that
you don't get a grace period or nothing on to the ring. Ain't no grace period or nothing. Just you took it.
No.
Yes. If she didn't speak the words yes out of her mouth, ain't she in the grace period still? I don't get a chance.
No, not in the grace period. So you dating somebody, they come to you and say, I just got proposed to, and I got this ring, John. You gonna give her a grace period?
Wow. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Just to look on your face. Yeah. But the comfort was, okay, here's the right now. They're telling me everything I want to hear right now. Now they never got married, but they sacrificed what could have been a great relationship for what they thought was going to make them happy and comfortable and, traditional or whatever they had seen before. So yeah, people self-sabotage themselves all the time. And we do it too. Men do it too because we got to
believe it or not, I think as much as we may do it in relationships because we're afraid to try something different or try something new. And the irony is, why not try something new? Because the shit you have tried clearly hasn't worked.
Never worked. Right.
But I think that we can often, man, and I think that this is a challenge that people of color have more than other people is, and sometimes we don't even want to acknowledge the reality of it. But part of our struggle as brown people, man, is our belief that we deserve certain levels of quality of life, certain levels of success. And oftentimes, and I've had real transparent conversations with directors of banks. I'm talking about bank franchises, right? where they're in meetings and something happens and they have to fight the internal part of them that has to remind them that they deserve where they are and what they're doing. And I think that for people of color you have to consider that we are constantly programmed, it's constantly spoken to us what we don't deserve, where we shouldn't be, where we don't belong. That you have to, I personally think you have to fight that with an intention, because if you don't, you'll buy into it and then you'll start to act on it, whether you want to or not.
But I think every level you go to, you challenge yourself. There's that thought of, okay, am I ready for this? And that's in anything. That's in sports. That's in professional. For every job that I've had and every position that I've moved into, I've had to tell myself I belong here. I paid my dues. I've done the work I needed to get to this point. So I deserve the respect that I'm going to get from the people, because I'm going to walk into this knowing that. So,
but my challenge to you, Glenn, is to embrace the fact that you're a very unique and strong-willed young. I'm going to say young.
Well, you'd be right. You'd be right.
And so a lot of people aren't equipped
with that. No, and I get it.
So I think that this, we've kind of, danced around this a little bit, but it's really about our mindset, right? The mind is very powerful. And if we continue to, stay in the status quo, we talked about, you gave some examples earlier of trauma bonding, where people like to sit in that trauma state with someone who does things like them without, moving to, to the next level. And if we want something better for ourselves, we have to push ourselves, continually. Trez talked about all the various, athletic and people who are of color who have excelled. That's because they believed, it's like the little train, that could, would, and then yeah. So so it goes back to childhood, right? So we have to keep evolving, and we have to have that accountability, partners as well, that keeps pushing us too and holding us accountable. And
there's a great book called How to Train Your Mind that everybody should read, because it's a really good book on talking about that and changing your mindset. And it's little exercises that you do every day.
Send me that link, Mr. Murray.
I will.
The link to that book.
Yeah, send them. Because that's an easy read. Yeah, it's
a great book. Hard stuff, Robert. It doesn't.
See, I didn't see. I knew you were going to come back and think that I was talking about you.
Me to read it, Trez. You see that I want to read it. It's an easy read. I read an easy read. I can handle big words.
A lot of pictures on it. In big bold print.
Big print.
Hey, Trez got a lot of illustrations in it. It's like, hey, man, I don't need that kind of book. I can read a regular book with regular words in it. Robert.
I know you can, brother. I know. But we gotta get out of our own way.
Yeah.
Really, that's the challenge. We've got to get our own way. And we've got to be around circles of positive people who are doing things that can push us, that also see some good in us. They see things in us. And when people breathe into us because they see some great stuff in us, man, what happens? That's even in relationships.
Yeah, and, I was going to say that's the relationship for sure. Not that I'm a relationship expert, but I play one on TV.
On TV.
Yeah, on TV.
Hey,
but
man,
no, you should be in a relationship with somebody.
Is the dude on the screen say he's been married 40 years? I think he is probably.
He probably is more expert. Yes, he is. He's a relationship guru. He didn't level up.
Even if he ain't an expert, he knows some shit I don't know. Because I can't seem to get him to go.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to be a master taking out the garbage for her. That's all.
You know what? And you guys hit on some real interesting stuff. And that's why I love being on here with you guys, because it's always real talk. One of the things about everything we're talking about, when you're trying to better yourself, do all these things, prepare yourself for when you're doing this, the people that's close to you or whatever look at you as you being different.
Yep.
And that's what's hard for me to deal with why they don't like me? Why my
Right.
own family or my close friend? Oh, you think you better than everybody?
Yeah.
Well, you want more positive. You try to stay away from that negativity, or you try to stay away from keeping that in your orbit or in your stratosphere about people talking about, oh, this is going on, oh, that is going on. And you start finding yourself being around people that's not only not talking about people, but talking about ideas, not talking about their bills, but talking about how they can build up the community. When you start being around people like that, not being around your friends that's talking about, let's go get a fifth, or let's go hit the club. I'm just being honest, dude.
Right.
Reason I get on here, because my boy Sean, we done had plenty of these conversations. You know what I'm saying? And people that's listening, hope your listeners out there listening to the real talk. When you want to better yourself, be prepared to lose some people. Be prepared. And my biggest challenge, and I struggle with this, is I want to hold on to everybody. So I find myself, I don't want to call it dummying down, but what's wrong? What you need me to do? And I find myself slipping back into, okay, well, let's drink. Let's go kick it. Let's go do this. And knowing that's not going to help me grow.
Yeah.
Knowing that's not going to help my business or help me spend time with my grandkids or be able to do shit at the crib with the wife.
Yeah.
So be prepared to be able to let all that go for your betterment of yourself. Give yourself grace. Let yourself know that I deserve this. And I had a hard time. Like I said, I'm 60, bro. And I struggled with this for decades because I was raised and brought up that, you know, people care for you. They love you. If you do the right thing, they're going to reciprocate. It's reciprocal. It's not. People don't give a damn about you, me, and Sean. You know what they care about? What you can do for them as far as money, influence, sex, relationships, whatever. They can give a damn, because once you fall off, they're gonna step over you and look for the next. It's gonna next come up. And I just wanted to add that because, like I said, me and my little brother Sean, we talk about this all the time.
You know, the whole imposter syndrome is real, right?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
And so we start questioning ourselves. Do we belong here? You know, all of those kind of things. And you do belong there, ladies and gentlemen.
But Robert, I'd like to go back to something that you said, and I really want to. There's something else I want to touch, but you triggered something, not in a bad way, but I don't share it with a whole lot of people, and I don't even know if Trez knows this. I think I told Trez, but I've been working in adult probation since the spring. And when you talk about mindset, that's what I'm navigating all day, every day. And it gives you, it's humbling because it also shows you how early the mindset begins and how deeply rooted the mindset is. And I feel blessed because I do feel like I'm equipped to expose, but in a good way, expose some people to what their mindsets are, you know, and help them see beyond that. But what you have decided you can do or decided you deserve will dictate the rest of your effing life. And I talk to people from 20 years old to I had a client today that's 65. And everybody I talk to, man, their mindset is dictating the current address of their life, you know. And so that's a very powerful thing. I want to switch gears, man. It's 9:45. I want to switch gears really quick. I want to play another clip for you all, man. And
do I need to get another drink?
I know, really. I should have brought a drink. I didn't.
Yeah, I should have had something strong.
I should have had something strong.
I kind of figured that we might have one of these, but I've been drinking already.
You know what Sean gonna come up.
Yeah, y'all don't know what kind of day I had. You know what I'm saying? So I had one.
Put him on TV, and he think he Maury Povich now.
Right.
Oh, damn.
Glenn, I brought something for you.
Oh.
All right, so check this out.
That's how Sean looks in our eyes when he walks on set. That's how we see him. That's how we see him.
Roger does me so bad, man, just because I be flirting with his wife.
I know, the nerve of him. The nerve.
Right.
Just because I think his wife is fine, he'd be treat me so bad. Hey, this audio is about feminism, and I want you to hear what the lady says about feminism, and then I want your thoughts on what she says.
Is killing this country.
Can you be more specific?
Feminism has taught us to hate men and to fear men because capital profits off of my fear as a woman. If I'm afraid of men, they can make a profit off of that. There's a gender war because men are the underdogs right now. Men are the ones being told you're feared, you're wrong, everything you do is wrong, go make money, don't show emotion, BBP. Women are making a rise to the top. We've over-feminized so much and included women so much, which is great. But we don't have to tear men down to include women.
So why is there so much talk about male privilege?
Because for a long time there was male privilege, and now the script is flipped. Now women are the ones with privilege, but no one's ready to hear that.
But why are we still talking about male privilege?
Because no one's ready for it. We're not ready to make that change. We're seeing more women in films, more women in power. The amount of jobs that I have seen that say women only is ridiculous. In an effort to hire more women and get them hired and include them, we've excluded men. Feminism is killing this country.
Talk to me. What do you guys think? Feminism is a very, very, I won't even say it's a popular thing. It's like a movement right now. And do you think that there's truth to what she says? Because I think because of men that have done things that not all men do, it's almost like the burden Black people feel, you know, when you feel like one Black person does something and you got to pay the price for it. Everybody sees you the same way. I think men are kind of in that same space right now. And so because there are, you know, some documented, you know, realities of men abusing their power and taking advantage of women with their power, it's like men themselves are now the scourge of the earth, and it's the feminism movement. I even go back to there's an old song, "I'm Catching Hell," and the writer of that song kind of foreshadows the fact that, hey, this is going to blow up on you. This is not going to reap the benefits that you think it is. It's going to create more dissension. So. Robert, talk to me, man. Do you think feminism is basically destroying men and real men? And as an aside, do you think the feminization of men that we can't deny that we see on a regular basis is tied to that?
You know, I wasn't really listening, but when
thank you, Robert. You're only on the show with me.
No, but you know, when you said feminism, you know, I thought about the women's movement that is the women's movement that was initially started by white women, not Black women, but and that was, you know, that was really to attack men, and it's not attacking, and it wasn't really for us, but that is something that. You know, if I just had to, you know, scramble and answer your question for you, that I think that we're in trouble. Men don't want to be men anymore. They don't want to be the strong.
They're afraid to, Robert.
Yeah,
I don't think that they don't want to. I think they're afraid to.
Well, you get beat down, man. If you get, you know, if you're getting beat down by your girlfriend, your wife, or whatever, because you can't do anything.
Everything that a man does now is toxic.
It's toxic.
Every behavior that a man does is toxic now.
Yeah. So I mean, but the thing is, you can't give up. And the whole feminism piece for men, can we go back to being men, being strong?
Well, we can't. That's the whole issue.
We can.
Well, tell me how we can, because when we try to do those things, we're misogynistic. We're under attack immediately if we fall back into the tradition of men as we understand, especially, you know, the more seasoned of us. You know, Glenn just old enough to drink, but
I think that I think I hear what you're saying, but I think that, you know, everybody's so
sensitive
about words and all this stuff, and I mean, I guess, Trez and I are in the same age range, but you can't get mad because, somebody's telling you to man up. But here's the thing about being told to man up. It's different than being told to man up, as well as being shown what it looks like to man up, right? Because my father, who worked 2 full-time jobs for 30 years, gave me an example of what it looks like for me as a man to work a job, and showed me those types of things. What we need is more men to show boys, other men, how to do things, as opposed to just throwing things at them words wise.
Right.
You feel me? And I'm gonna let me wrap this up real quick, because it goes back to the mentoring that I do with the boys that are, in the 4th grade, and talking to those boys, because study shows that if we get them early, they'll do much better in life later. But if we don't, it's a struggle after that. Go ahead, Trez. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of the things, and real quick, you hit on something really profound.
I try that from time to time.
Yeah. I was a keynote speaker at a Black real estate conference that Ani Realty threw at Kennedy King. It was a bunch of us guys from every business owners and all that. And this one young lady, she was a teacher. I didn't know at the time. She brought her whole class from Kenwood there to hear me and a couple other people speak. And they always want us to talk about business. But one thing I always do, man, I always change it up. I got an audience of young teenager or young men. I don't always talk about business, bro. I talk about character, integrity, the way they carry themselves. And they know that before I get out there, because the brother that put me on there, Lutano, he said, Trez, I want you to talk how you talk at all your other things. I want you to. So I start off with that business piece and all that, and then I flip the script.
Yep.
Nobody want to see your musty butt. Don't be calling our women out their name. Respect your elders. You got to learn grace, empathy, passion. They can't teach you that in school. I said, you guys are the future of this in your I'm about to say company because I'm thinking about my business. You are the future of this nation. You represent us as Black men. You can't be out here cussing, acting a fool in a car, throwing shit at people, all these drive-bys and break. And if you look at my page a while back, my social media content creator, she caught all that, and I didn't even know she was recording. Millie, I was talking to these kids, and they was engaged. And I said that to say this: it's incumbent upon all of us, to not always talk about business and all that. Talk about character. Talk about what do you plan on doing as you get older to help bring somebody else along, so we can have respectful men who care about our women, who gonna be there for their kids. Because I'm telling you, bro, we are up against it. We living in a different world.
And we're walking a fine line, big bro, because a lot of us, we're scared to do some of the things that we were taught to do, because it's not always received the same way now. It's received with an intention that we didn't have. Suddenly it's toxic, it's misogynistic, and we're doing what we saw the old school men, in our lives do. And suddenly it's a challenge to the independent feminine woman. So it's a really.
And then to your point, I love my Black women. My company ran by women, bro.
Yeah.
My daughter is my VP of implementation. Whitney Hampton handles my strategic planning. My attorneys, 3 of them are women. My content creator. I believe it should be equal and all that, as long as they can get the job done. I don't care. What I do care about is, where are we heading? What are we doing? Are we doing something positive? For me, and it's sad to say, a lot of our Black men don't step up. They just don't. And it's up to us to get them to start stepping up and tell them, hey, either get on this train or get ran over by it.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
And that train could be the woman running them over too, Trez.
Man, my whole company is ran by women, bro.
Right.
I mean, I'm the CEO, but all the people up under me that deals with all of my negotiations, who deal with attorneys, my accountant is a woman, all the people that deal with my collaborations, all women. I tried, brothers.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, bro, like we cool. You know what? You're not
going. Yeah, you're gonna have too many brothers that wish they was you.
Yeah.
And so they're not gonna be genuine and sincere. You know what I'm saying? That's
a great.
Let me hear from you on that, because I want to end on something specific tonight. So let me hear from you on that.
Yeah, so it's interesting because we're starting and you start on Black excellence and kind of the race factor, then you end with women and the sex factor.
I thought it through, man. I thought it through. I was bringing
you
it
obviously
tonight.
did. Good job. But here's something you didn't think about, Sean. And I just sat in a room on Monday. I was in New York.
Isn't it like you to find somebody better?
No, this is real talk. I sat in a room in New York with a number of women founders, and if you look at the startup world, just the startup world, so this is just a microcosm, but women-led startups receive 2.3% of VC funding. 2.3%. Now that's women.
Yep.
African-American women probably receive 1%. Now, you mean to tell me that 98% of all the great ideas that have come out of this country all are men, and 70% of those are white males? No, that's not true. So you have to understand that feminism and women being strong have come from systemic discrimination. Pay equity has been different. Decision making at boards in corporate America has been dominated by men. Things like that. So the same arguments you make on the race side, women can make on the sex side. So you can't just tell them to get past it when you can't get past it on the race side. You've got to understand that there are real, very real discriminatory things that go on for women too. And sexism is real too. Sexual harassment and being believed about it, that's another thing.
But you pushing me, Glenn, because
I'm not pushing you. I'm just giving you.
No, because I want to say, but do you not think that while that is very real, do you not think that women often weaponize their femininity?
I think you can weaponize anything that you have a grievance about.
Yeah.
This whole country,
and you have a mic.
People have been weaponized to think that the country is being taken away from them by a certain political party. There are people yelling in Wyoming there are people in Wyoming yelling, "Come take my guns," when we don't even know where you live and don't really care to take your guns. If you want somebody to, if you want a confrontation, come to the South Side. Come take your guns and see what happens. You notice everybody talks about
you ain't shooting them.
They're in some city where you don't even want to go to. So we've weaponized every grievance we could have, and there are people that have made money off of it. There are people that have gained elective office off of it. But what we've got to figure out is where's the common ground to come together. You've got to understand women's complaints just as much as she needs to understand yours.
Everybody needs to listen.
I need to understand a woman's complaints just like she needs to understand mine as a black man if I have complaints. So there got to be common ground there. You can't just say you're weaponizing it and you're coming after me as a man and you're attacking me as a man when you don't know her backstory and what she's gone through.
Well, we need to know her backstory, but that doesn't mean that that's not true.
Yeah.
And I think it's not true.
We can add the context to it,
right?
But at the end of the day, there's truth in that, and so we have to unpack it, see what has merit, and it certainly can't be dismissed, just because it's uncomfortable.
And there's some people that take it the wrong way. I mean, there's people that profit off your pain, and that was my point. There's going to be outliers that profit off your pain on the extreme side of it.
And I think that all boils down to how well you listen. Them soft skills that you can't learn in school.
That you don't learn in school.
I like that.
You could learn statistics, math, English, and all that. You don't learn listening skills. It takes a person that has empathy, compassion, and really care about what it is you're going through instead of trying to always make their point. And that's another topic.
Always trying to be right. Absolutely.
It has everything to do with the way we communicate. Are you listening to what I'm saying? And are you hearing? Because what I say and what Glenn hears is two different things.
I got a good friend. I got a good friend. What she always says is, I heard what you said, but what I heard was.
And here's the thing. When I was a Fed, bro, you could put 10 people in the room. You start at the first one and tell them a story. By the time you get to 10, That story done changed at least 6 times.
Exactly.
Because
Right.
they want to
exactly.
add their own nuance to it. They want to put a little something extra. So my biggest thing is I believe nothing what I hear and half of what I see. That gets me through life.
Yeah.
Until I do my due diligence, my research, and it all boils down to, and God we trust, all else bring data for me.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. What are their lies, damn lies, and statistics?
There you go.
I like that. Hey man, you guys are amazing. Big bro, you are amazing. I miss you in this setting, man. You bring so much to this space, not only with your knowledge, but with your comfort, with rocking with us, man. And you know, I can't even, no words can I say, man, about how I feel when you're in this space with us. And you already know how I feel about you individually, man. People don't need to know the story, but I will say that this man had my back when nobody, and I mean nobody, I'm talking about nobody, was looking out for me. This man did that for me. And so you ain't never going to be able to say nothing bad about Trez, Pugh, to me. It's just, you're not going to be able to. Hey man, I love y'all, man. I think this is one of the best shows we've ever had, to be honest with you. I've been wanting to end on this all week. This has been on my mind. I saw this clip. And so when this clip finishes playing, Rod, you can pull us out. Trez, don't go anywhere. Meet us back in the green room. And I think the
Make
reason
sure you tell everybody come out Saturday, bro, for the grand opening.
Real quick, where's it gonna be? Tell
us again, Trez.
Edgewater. So this Saturday, I'm opening up my other location out up north, 1070 West Bryn Mawr. It's at the corner of Bryn Mawr and Winthrop. We having a major party. We're gonna kick it 10 to 2, and then later on from 7 to 11, DJ Champagne, have some drinks. I'm opening up my 5th location out there on the north side.
Hey, we're gonna be there, man. Live from the cave is gonna be up in there representing. Hey, I'm gonna play this, man, and then we can get on out of here. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go nowhere. I want to share something with you guys off.
Yeah, absolutely. So check this out, and after this, we'll see y'all the next time. Check this out.
The love of your life should be the love of your life. The first time I read that quote, I thought I understood it. The person you choose to be the love of your life should be someone you genuinely love. I read it, thought about how I would have rephrased it, and went on about my day. It wasn't until hours later, when I was alone thinking about it, that I realized I'd put the emphasis on the wrong word. The love of your life should be the love of your life. You are the center of your existence and your longest running commitment. In everything you are involved in everything you choose to do, your life's greatest aspiration should be to love your life. No one is coming to be more committed to you than you are to yourself, because no one can. You are the love of your life. My wish for you is the unconditional love of self and the ability to let go of everything that causes you to feel anything but love for your life.
Let the love of your life be the love of your life. We'll see y'all the next time for sure. It's been Live from the King.